Iman Assaf, the founder of the NGO Ahla Fawda. We've been running for about 10 years. We're almost 10 years. It all started by a vision, doing something to make the streets more positive and to help people and to help my kids first. أنا I used to do Halloween عندي بالبيت ويجيني الولاد وأصحابهم حتى صاروا فوق 120 ولد. So I thought maybe if I do it a community event, it will be good for the community. It will be something that I continue doing. وبعمل بروجيات للمنطقة. So the first event, we did a Halloween parade in 2013. And we had 700 kids on the street. بس البلدية ما عملوا لي رخصة تسكير الشارع. So كان كتير فوضى. بس it was such a beautiful event. We raised the funds وقدرنا نحول مكب زبالة لجنينة. من هون اجى اسم أحلى فوضى. أحلى فوضى today it's a community engaging NGO. نشتغل على كل شيء to do with the environment. We teach people about waste management. At the same time we reward them for their role in the waste management. So we do events where we can encourage artisans to do something. يعني Hamra Festival has always been our big pride where more than 50,000 people used to attend. أنا بحب لبنان مش بحب بيروت. وليش بحب الحمرة؟ لأنه الحمرة بتمثل أنتوني، مارك، زياد، إيمان، محمد، عمر، جون، whoever. It's the small Lebanon حمرة. وإذا الحمرة مريضة يعني لبنان مريض، وإذا الحمرة عايشة يعني لبنان عايش. So حمرة for me is the start point. بس لبنان تقلك أول أنا عايشة بالحمرة. أنا مني بنت الحمرة بس أنا عايشة بالحمرة. So when I used to be in the car or walking كنت أطلع على حيط صباح مثلا. It was such a big ugly wall. ويا يحطوا دعايات يا يحطوا شيء. I thought إذا رسمنا it will make it more cultural, more beautiful. It will make people more happy. I wasn't sure of the impact. بس لما عملنا صباح صاروا العالم بدل يكونوا ماشيين راسهم على الأرض وحزينين صاروا يطلعوا يبتسموا لها مثل ما هي بتبتسم لهم. So it changed the vibes of the street. It wasn't a plan. It was just a vision. ومنا قلت واو, if it made such an impact it should be a project. وهيك بلشت. Eco Hub is going to be a community project. It's still at early stages. ما بدي احكي كتير عنه لانه ما بدي احكي شيء ماني منفذته. You know what I mean? I prefer to have the full program running on the ground and then say I did it rather than say I will do it, maybe fail, maybe not. So what I can tell you about the Eco Hub, at the moment we have the waste unit which is running, which is all about bring your waste, be rewarded either with cash or with services that we are doing already. So it's something we have been doing for at least 3 years that we know we're successful at, and I can talk about it لأني عارفة إنه it's a done deal. بقية البروجيات it's a mix between workshops, education, services. They are still in plan. I see that Ahla Fawda is looking at changing the mindsets of people, looking at ways of people helping themselves rather than become beggars. يعني أكره شيء لإلي يصير اللبناني شحات. at one stage نحن كأحلى فوضى و other NGOs we could be guilty of turning the Lebanese community to shahadin by giving without accountability. So my vision, my plan is how I can make the Lebanese think for themselves while getting help. Support those who are giving back. So it's a give and take. The call for action is we need support in sustaining our food program. We need support in building the Eco Hub to its full capacity. We need support in building our environmental projects. We need support for the big plan. قال لك نحن وقت صار الانفجار بينذكر ولا ينعاد. We were responsible for rebuilding about 240 homes, about 6 to 7 businesses, sheltering more than 40 families, educating 7 kids in school, about 3 people in universities, psychotherapy for 4 kids that were really hurt and needed the help. This is after 4th of August. لما صار حريق عكار, we were responsible in creating a medical aid operation, sending medical support to what's the name, 5 hospitals in Akkar. During COVID, we supported 12 hospitals in all regions of Lebanon with ventilators, oxygen machines, equipment, civil defense units in all regions of Lebanon, municipalities, training for nurses. These are our reaction to crisis. هلا, the crisis is gone. The conditions of the Lebanese is worsening. We have fed more than 15,000 people so far this year. We have collected 4 tons of recyclable waste. أهلا وسهلا فيك أنتوني. نحن هون بحمرة بلا. The reason it's called حمرة بلا لأنه it's run by 5 beautiful golden ladies, an Italian, an English, a Polish, Lebanese, and Swiss. So they volunteered to manage this operation that was given to us on a loan basis, but we're still using it. Gloria is one of our golden ladies, the Italian lady. هوني في artist رسمها putting shoes on one of the beneficiaries while she was working here. So this Hamra Bella is open for people Wednesday and Friday. The ladies run it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What we do, we get beneficiaries that come. We have their names. They come by appointment يعني. بيجوا اسمهم كل شيء معروف. They bring their waste. So they bring their waste. They come in. And they have access to everything you have here. بس عشرت. As a family of 5, every member gets a certain amount. حتى نعمل control. They need shoes, they need CDs, they need books, they need toys, they need clothes, linen, everything, in addition to a food box. So when the explosion happened, we received a call from Cisco Telecommunication that they are willing to give us 52,000 pair of Skechers to give to the victims of the blast. We gave victims of the blast all over Lebanon لأنه كنا victims of the blast. And بعد هز الأرضية بسوريا حكيتهم قالوا لي take them to Syria. They were willing even to take them to Libya and wherever help is needed. بس ما قدرنا نفتح هيدا. So these are still being distributed, and they're Skechers shoes. There are Skechers, Souls for Soul, brand new shoes that we are still distributing. Books are donated by different people. We have Monique, our Swiss golden lady. She's the librarian of the Hamra Bella. She manages the books, and sometimes kids come here, they sit down, somebody will read a book for them. So وهيدول كمان كلهم donated, and they are accessible for everybody. School books are very challenging لأنه كل سنة الدولة بتغير الكتب. So للأسف أوقات we're stuck in helping students and giving them school books لأنه كتاب سنة الماضي ممنوع لازم تشتري كتاب جديد. Sadly, everything you see here is donated. Every day we receive a kind donation of clothes, shoes, toys, everything. حتى امبارح اجاني شاب ألماني فالل قلت له how did you know about me؟ قال لي الأنروا, which is like wow, thank you. So what we do, we filter everything. أي شيء بنرفض نلبسه ما بنعطيه لحدا. It goes into remaking. أي شيء كتير مرتب, we take it into a market where we sell it, and for the price we can buy at least 5 or 6 boxes of food. So it's very important for us how to sustain the operation, how to serve people with dignity, and how to recycle whatever we can or upcycle. We buy in big quantity and we sometimes ask students to come and volunteer in packing food. So بنشتري شوال الحمص بنرجع بنعبيه بأكياس الكيلو. نشتري شوال العدس بنعبيه بأكياس الكيلو. نشتري الزيت، التونة، الرب, everything that could هيدا, and then we put it in this bag for a family. So this bag has 2 كيلو رز، عدس، حمص، فول، سكر، ملح، قنينة زيت، تنكة رب، تونة, hygiene products, and it's enough for a family of 5 for at least 3 weeks. So the beneficiaries refuse the transparent bag ونحط لهم اياه بكيس اسود لانه ما بيحبوا يكونوا ماشيين وحاملين كيس هيدا. So we respect that. We give it to them in black bag. صباح became a landmark. تطلع بالطيارة الميدل ايست تفتح المجلة صباح is there. It created the vibes of the street. يعني وبتقول لك شيء انه قبل ما اعمل صباح كان في rejection to artwork on the street. هلا people call me when are you going to do my building? So it made such a positive impact. And when you're talking street art, you're talking community project لأنه الكل بدهم يعرفوا ليه عم ترسمي هيك وليش هالألوان وشو بيعني لك وفيك تعمل يعني بتحشروا بالارت work. So it's not an artist sitting in an atelier and painting. It's a community project. It's a big difference. جات خوري من بعد ما عملنا صباح حكاني قال لي I want to do a mural. ضلينا سنة نشتغل عليها حتى اجينا permission. What Jad painted is the single man standing on the corner. شايف the single man, the metal single man, standing on the corner watching the traffic of the people in Hamra and thinking, do I belong or not? Jad is now in Norway. He became an international artist. He deserves to be an international artist. And now he's in Norway, doing really well. I and my British partner Jason Camp established Art of Change. And this was the first mural. اللي كتير حلو بهيدا الميورال طلعت عند مسيو سرحال الأونر of the building. قلت له بدي أرسم هالبناية بس ما معي الفندنج. قال لي أوكي أنا بساعدك. So we did the crowdfunding. وهو مسيو سرحال برم على كل مكتب بالبناية قال لهم هاي واجهة بنايتنا. Everyone has to participate in making it happen. So we raised the funds and Tinol Akid are my biggest supporters. They helped us and we were able to do this mural. And it's about the diversity of women in Lebanon, especially in Beirut. So when we do art in any place, we do it like it becomes an art court. مش إنه حيط واحد بنحاول نرتب قد ما فينا. فديانا حلبي painted this. هيدي about how there is no privacy. دايما عم بفتشوك دايما بهيدا. بس عاملة شيء هي بس الشباك عملت له the other side of his face كمان جوا على الشباك. This is a wall by Art of Change. Leia Abu Habib is the first Lebanese female artist to do a wall of this height. وساعدها إليزا عرور Z40, and this is about women empowerment. This was commissioned by Ladi to do this wall. Bag. Next to her, a woman begging with her child. This was actually here. He took the picture and painted it as it is. Brady Black, هلا he moved back to the States. This was commissioned by the Brazilian Embassy for Art of Change. A Lebanese farmer exchanging olive tree plant with a female Brazilian farmer. Kamena exchanging of the fruit of the place where they come from. It's the story of the pot polisher بييض الطناجر. المقاول مسيو نور الدين حكاني قال لي انا بدي اعمر هالبنايه بس حبيت قصه الزلمه اللي كان عايش فيها بدي شيء to pay homage to him. So it was his idea actually. It was a very nice idea لانه هيدا بييض الطناجر اخر واحد كان ببيروت. ولما عملنا هيدا الحيط كل اهل المنطقه يجوا يقولوا لي ماما كانت تبعتني لعنده اخذ الطناجر بتذكروا قصته هيدا. So it was very beautiful project. 2019 we were approached by an NGO from the US if we can do a mural about influencers. We thought the influencers are the people who were there before the term influencer was known. Emilie Nasrallah, Huguette Galland. So this war started the 17th of October 2019. It was interrupted the same day of the revolution. It had to be interrupted for at least 3 weeks before we were able to continue doing the wall. But it holds very strong memories. This wall is by Renos. He was entering an international art competition and we got him this wall to do it. وعملنا لما عملنا هيدول كارت اوف تشينج لما عملنا الكوفيد كونسرت نهيناها بكونسرت هون لل International Nurse Day. So رسمنا الهيروز with the rose. رسمنا the bandaging of the planet by Rola Abdo, and we did the small piece that I'm proud to say my daughter was part of it.